Right now, there are probably between 8 and 15 sentences in your current essay draft, dragging down your grade and costing you SAT points. By the end of this video, you are going to learn how to spot those sentences instantly, fix them using a simple 3-step method, and use that exact logic to answer grammar questions on the SAT. To follow along, open up a draft of an essay you're writing right now in your word processor and get your keyboard's Find command ready. We are going to rebuild your passive sentences. This process replaces wordy, indirect constructions with a direct line of action without requiring you to change your actual ideas. Step 1. Hit Ctrl+F on your keyboard or Command+F on a Mac and type in the word was. Look at the text on your screen. Every single one of those yellow highlights marks a location where your writing may have lost its momentum. You can do the exact same search for the word were. To understand why these highlights matter, we have to look at how sentences are built. This diagram shows the standard formula for active voice. The subject is in control, actively performing the action. In a passive voice sentence, the subject merely receives the action. As you can see, the actual doer gets pushed all the way to the end of the sentence, or sometimes disappears from the text entirely. When that doer gets pushed to the back, the verb changes. The pattern you see right here, the word was or were immediately followed by an action verb, is the structural signature of a passive sentence. Locating these was and were combinations is the first step. Now we can take those sentences and systematically rebuild them. Go to the first highlighted sentence in your document and prepare to reconstruct it. Let's use this sentence as our target. The winning goal was scored by Jamie in the final minute. Step 1. Find the true doer of the action. Ask yourself, who actually performed the action? Look right after the word by. There's our doer, Jamie. Step 2. Take that doer and move them to the absolute front of the sentence so they take control of the action. Step 3. Simplify the verb. Delete the word was and drop the verb back into the simple past tense, leaving us with scored. Apply this exact mechanical shift to the rest of the highlighted sentences in your draft. It consistently produces writing that is shorter, cleaner, and more direct. This logic works for your personal essays, but it is also a major focus of the SAT writing section. Here is a real-style SAT question. The experiment was conducted by the research team over a period of 3 months. Take 5 seconds to pick the best revision. The correct answer is B. Just like our 3-step process, it successfully moves the doer, the research team, to the start of the sentence. But watch for the trap. Option D removes the passive voice, but it adds unnecessary wordiness by using the phrase 3 months of time instead of just 3 months. Let's test this again with a question about critics praising a novel. Option B applies the same logic. It moves the critics to the front and simplifies the verb. The rule for the SAT is consistent. When a question asks you to improve a sentence, the shortest, most direct active option is almost always the correct choice. Before you convert every single highlight in your document, stop. There are specific instances where keeping the passive voice is the better choice. Leave the sentence passive if the doer is completely unknown, like the window was broken. You also leave it if you want the focus to remain entirely on the person receiving the action, like the CEO was fired. Finally, passive voice is the standard for scientific writing. In this lab report, phrases like the solution was heated are used because the procedure and the results are more important than who actually held the beaker. Active voice is your default. Use passive voice only when one of these 3 specific scenarios apply to your writing goals. Look back at your newly edited essay draft. By removing filler and moving the actors to the start of their sentences, you've created a tighter, more direct narrative flow. Make that Ctrl+F search a mandatory final step before you submit any future writing assignment. To practice, drop a passive sentence in the comments below, and I'll show you how to convert it to active voice. Hit subscribe so you don't miss next week's video. We are covering the top 3 SAT comma mistakes to ensure your writing scores keep